So if this union push succeeds in Alabama, as Connell mentioned, it's a right-to-work state. What does it say about the power of unions, and could this actually be the start of a wider labor movement? Here with the Reed Sanford University business professor, Dave Dodson. Professor, it's an interesting showdown, and obviously it has much wider implications. You can see all the political heavyweights that showed up there, particularly Democrats and progressives. What's your read?
Oh, Charles, I agree. I mean, this is a heavyweight championship right now. And when it's all said and done, the town of Bessemer, Alabama is going to be in the history books. And here's why. The stakes are extraordinary for both sides. Let's take Amazon. Amazon's a big company, but remember that Amazon operates on very, very thin margins. So big increases in their labor rates will have an impact, a meaningful impact on their earnings. But here's the other part, Charles, is that unlike, let's say, the auto workers, where if they go on strike, General Motors can build up some inventory, and after all, who cares if you buy your pickup truck this week or in 3 weeks? Not so with Amazon. Amazon's business model is you point and you click and it arrives the next day. And if labor takes over Amazon and they go on strike, it will decimate their entire business model. So that's why the stakes are so high for Amazon. Now, let's look at labor. Labor has had a horrible half century, right? They haven't had a single win in 50 years. And so they've decided to go big game hunting. And they found a company that's got a big target on them because Amazon's profits are up 84%. Their founders were $200 billion. They're doing great. And by the way, as a reporter noted, nobody likes Amazon. I mean, Bernie Sanders and Marco Rubio can't agree on what day of the week it is, and here they are. They're both rooting for labor. So labor's got a lot going for them, which means if they don't succeed, I think it might be the last nail in labor's coffin.
Yeah, and to that point, they've had a lot of nails in there already. You know, what I find interesting also, though, is that you already have 28 states that have decided with their own voters that they're going to be right-to-work states, including Alabama. It feels to me that this is an effort to usurp the will of local voters, and that rubs me the wrong way. Am I wrong here?
Well, a little bit, Charles, because right to work just means that if your workforce is unionized, you don't have to pay the dues. So it's actually kind of a nice option for the workforce. And so you can unionize in a right to work state. It just means that if you don't want to pay the dues, you don't have to pay the dues. It makes it much tougher on the unions, which is why the stakes are so high in Bessemer, Alabama.
I got just a few seconds, but let's admit if this is successful, and it becomes a nationwide push for, I think, 1.4 million workers or something like that, aren't our costs as consumers going to go up pretty significantly?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this will ripple through. This may seem like a small little pebble, but the ripples are going to be big because Amazon is on its way to moving beyond Walmart and being the largest employer in the United States. So right now they have about 800,000 employees in the United States alone. Your figure is worldwide. Okay, in this country. And here's the thing, Charles, they open up a warehouse every single day. They are massive. And so their footprint in a community is huge. And in fact, there was a study done that shows what happens to labor wages in communities when Amazon moves in. And by the way, it's going to affect the poultry business. It's going to affect Mercedes, which is also in Alabama. So this is going to be big.
Yeah, and Alabama's been doing very well. To your point, the Huntsville area is really booming. Professor Dodson, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Great stuff there.